Hello and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, and we've got another Mamool Ja upgrade. Once again, I'm ready to get a jump start on the next one, but for now, Ahubago's return. Its name is writ on Mamool Ja's face. The branch bearers have settled in nicely. Those pesky bugs are gone. Our next harvest is well on its way. Only local beasts are encroaching lately, threatening our workers and trampling crops. We've taken immediate action. I asked Atoll to see if he could develop a repellent like the two of you did with the wyvers. I was about to go pick up a prototype. Since you're here, how would you like to come along? I mentioned before, but daily quests definitely work well for this, since it's each action just has a few chores they need you to do each day. Yeah, you only need to do a few of them because they only have so many they need extra hands for. But they but of course they're going to be just regular everyday things, so they're not going to be anything grand. It works well for a side quest like this. Ah, Koda, this is a surprise. Look well. I work some of the old smoke bombs that issue smoke for an extended period, allowing ample time for our farmers to flee if necessary. But these are only a stopgap. Able-bodied fighters patrolling would do a far better job for security, if you ask me. That may be so, but we can't spare workers. We have to try recruiting Mamool Ja who moved to Leolol like me. Since you got a knack for convincing, perhaps I'd like you to join me. My first stop is Exaltation, so stop by if you have a moment. Well, conveniently my base is in that area, so I can afford to go there. Well, the fact that so much has changed, it could be a reason for some to go back home, I suppose. This is probably the flatter area of the two. I'm relieved to see you hale and whole. When you said you were returning to Mamool Ja, I didn't know what to think. Ah, you're here. I was just catching up with an old friend. In fact, he was kind enough to direct me to Mamool Ja, a fellow expatriate from Mamool Ja. Normally, he works as a bodyguard, but as luck would have it, he's relaxing in the down ripple this morning, so let us go and find him. Oops, I meant to speak the other one first. Oh well. Well, well, aren't I popular today? Wait, I know you. You're the Dawn Servant's right hand. Even you, Mamool Ja. I had no idea Koda was such a celebrity. Celebrity doesn't begin to describe it, at least not among us, the mercenary types. To become a fighter like Koda, recognized by the Vow Resolve herself, is a dream for no few of us. But what do I owe this honor? Mamool Ja, I thought you'd gone back to Mamool Ja. I have, and I'd like you to return with me. Don't take this the wrong way, but even if Mamool Ja's changed, I'd rather prefer the freedom of Tuliolol to that dismal forest. Besides which, you can eat here. Truly eat. Najul doesn't even compare to what the city can offer. Ah, but that's the whole point. We have more vegetables than ever, and we're planning to add more. We're talking about Mamool Ja, yes? Aren't we? Maybe start at the beginning, Mamool Ja. It sounds like we're beginning in the middle of everything here. Oh, that's right, he doesn't know yet. Let me explain. I get you're eager, but we have to start from the beginning to properly go here. Well, color me impressed. I'm a mook that not only grows something other than Najul, but works with outsiders to do so. Exactly. We need to protect what we've worked so hard to build. Would you help us? Fine, since you're this invested, I'll give it a look. But if I'm forced to eat even a single Dajul, I am out of there. Haha, fair enough. It's a sight to behold, though. You won't regret this. Well, the nice thing about Tuliolol is it's easily connected to it, so it should be fine. I can only hope the next expansion's hub world is also connected to a lot of them, but they might want to keep it Tuliolol special, I guess. Granted, it's connected to 4 out of the 6 is nice, but it's a shame those last 2 are where the majority of the story events are happening. I'm sure there's going to be a pretty good update. When the 0.4 patch comes and the next major raid tier comes, there's going to be a lot of stuff going on. It's pretty neat, but I guess coming in late does mean it's nice that there's a lot of stuff to do like this in the interim. I'm not going to need this for leveling, but I guess doing it a bit just to unlock some more stuff is always going to be nice. Especially since there's going to be mounts and stuff that I can buy eventually, and those are always quite good. Oh, in fact, thinking about it, I guess the Bent Branch, or the branch tenders being... Okay, that explains why they might be... Okay, I can get there. I'll check as soon as I update this. I think the shop's going to update after I complete this, so I'll check. Believe it or not, I actually was so eager to get this done, I didn't bother looking at the shop. Well, first of all, since I can't afford most of it, I still have to get the currency up. But also, I've been getting a lot of stuff done with the Cult Crescent. I've done like 4 or 5 consecutive... Not consecutive, but you get what I mean, with streams on it. So I'm slowly getting the demi-atmas I need. Oh, right, it's over here. I need to complete this story one so that the cap is raised, and then turn in these quests. Oh, by the gods, there isn't a Najul in sight. Now I understand your excitement. This is an unprecedented achievement for Mamook. Isn't it? We need to shore up our defenses, and that's where you come in. What do your eyes see that I don't? A weak fence for starters. You have supplies and tools to reinforce them, I hope. The tools I'll take care of. Koda is as good a gatherer as you find. Any supplies, he'll procure. Then I'll have you bring us an anklefish. Its bones are sturdy and good for making barriers. You should be able to fish them in ankle deep. We'll appraise Angir of our plan. Once you have the supplies, you can deliver them directly. Right. Can't get out of here without doing my gathering of job of choice. It honestly doesn't matter which of these you're doing. I probably should be making it easier by going with the botanist or miner, but I don't know. I guess since I started with fishing, it feels obligatory to stick with fishing. I probably shouldn't though, if only because that allows me to save space on just inventory in general, because it does genuinely eat a good bit of inventory space if you have a lot of fishing lures and bait. Kind of reminds me how I used to be discouraged from going with archers or range jobs in other MMOs, largely because you had to have ammo in your inventory, and obviously since inventory space is premium, no matter what game, no matter what MMO you're playing, you can only... any taken up by your ammo is going to be a valuable slot lost to something you might need later, and obviously you can't throw that out because then you can't fight, and very few MMOs, I think I mentioned that's one of the few things that even now most MMOs don't really go beyond, but this is one of the few MMOs where you can have crafting and gathering be a main focus for your endgame and such, whereas in others it's usually just a support to whatever your real job is, the combat one. Not to say they can't have good crafting, like I do think Guild Wars 2 still has some good crafting stuff. Warcrafts isn't too bad, but when I played it, but you get what I mean. It's not something you can absolutely have a big focus on or have its own relics and progression like it does here. Warts and all, this game still has a lot of stuff to it that... Oh, that's an anklefish I need, not a mudfish. A Hubago's return. Probably should... Oh yeah, I still haven't upgraded my gear, which is funny because I should. Remember, I'm level 100 now, which means I don't need which means I don't even have to worry about any gear that's below 100. I can just use what I got. Anklefish, there we are. Interestingly, it seems botanist and miner in the cosmic exploration share their progression. So hilariously, if you get the relic for one, you can easily get for the other as well. Interesting. I guess I can't complain, especially since if you're going with crafting, that's, what, 7 relics there? 9? I'll count it later. Granted, crafting and gathering are the one set of jobs they aren't... Ooh, star. That's the A rank. Which means they're probably going to have a hunt train here eventually, relatively soon. Guess I might have to think about that. I've got a lot of stuff that I still need to do. Nice thing about having a lot to catch up, because for a lot of people this would be a 0.3 or an odd number is going to be a lull in patch content, since the big stuff comes at the even numbers when they have a stone rotation, a raid rotation, and the gear upgrades. Welcome back. I understand we're reinforcing our fences. Despite the fragile connotations of its name, the fish's strong bones are ideal for crafting bear. Oh, I get it, anklefish, like the Achilles heel, maybe. Lovely. I believe that's precisely what Mamool Ja described. I hope its sturdy wall will solve our problems. I need to stop being lazy about all this stuff. Dang, that is a lot of neat stuff. I'm surprised with how many Mamool Ja's associates hearkened to his call. Thanks to his patrols, the granary is safer than ever. Beasts should no longer trouble us, and come harvest time, we should have more than enough people to lend a hand. I'll admit, the glow of our yield surprised me at first, but closer inspection revealed these mirror the Najul in their reaction to the etheric environment. Their appearance has no negative effect on nutrients or palatability. Oh dang. More Mamool Ja extracts have now gathered to protect its precious bounty. Given the regularity of harvests, the space has been allocated for the trade. This can only bode well for the Mamool Ja and their dietary repertoire. Excellent. Reputation up. Excellent. Wider selection. Now, obviously, now that the reputation has reset, it's going to take a while for the next one, that's for sure, but let's turn these in. That way I can get the currency for it and see what they have to sell. And obviously I should get these ready here. Former mercenary has been eager to take up posts, but even the best suffer minor wounds during tussles. In order to treat these, I'd like to keep a good stock of medicine. Fish oil is a useful ingredient. I appreciate whatever you can get. Welcome fragrance. Those things around here become much busier than we began, eh? Even the brethren of Brox have been known to stop by and stay a while. It's proven a great spot for them to interact with our customers from Mamook. Which is why I'd like to go one step further and make a granary a place where everyone feel welcome. To that end, I spoke with one of our visitors and learned they have a pleasing aroma to create a restful atmosphere. Should you happen to be in the area, I'm told to catch a species of sweet fish. Oh, be sure to do. Fruits of friendship. Have you ever eaten a branch bearer's fruit? A hunter I've been speaking to admitted craving for the sweet flavor. Sweet and tart flavor. In the spirit of our friendship, I thought it'd be nice to gift him one. We branch bearers right here after all, and clever hands like yours for harvesting. I assume you don't mind helping? We should find some berry-bearing birds. Once you've picked a big one, please deliver it directly. Let's see here. Any of these good stuff here? Oh yeah, oh yeah, you get the mounts a lot earlier now. I'm sure I won't regret spending all those. My big break. Whoops. Shouldn't have wasted that. It's not a huge deal, but it is nice. I guess, oh yeah, I guess since they are seedkin, they would theoretically have fruits to plant seeds to create more of these birds. Weird. You pluck the heavy fruit, much to its apparent relief. Deliver the freshly picked gifts. So like with cows, you have to refresh it every so often. Oh yeah, that's probably a few too little. I know I should have just bought 99, but I also don't want to have to go too far above the... Bitter bark cannoli. And for the next one, I'll have to head over to Ikbrox. So yeah, I should do this one first. Cool. Detecting fish without regard for normal hours, but it doesn't affect certain fish. In other words, they don't want you to cheese the ones that are supposed to be difficult. Because there really are... You might have heard rumors about the fish that only show up for like half an hour or something out of every 10 days or something like that. It sounds ridiculous, but yeah, they do in fact exist. That's why anyone says this game has no grind or no really weird time windows, it means they don't do anything besides the story, basically, because there's a lot of grinds and very ridiculously specific content if you want it. There's a ridiculous amount of stuff that many people won't even interact with. Like, I recall one person even did a YouTube video on getting themselves level 100 without, was it level 90 or 100? It was without ever leaving their starting city. Sounds absolutely dumb, but it worked, and they were able to do so. I believe it's because Limsa Laminsa is the one of the few that lets you go to a thing to earn XP with. More specifically, fishers can go off to a ship where they fish for stuff, and it's basically a dungeon for gathering, more or less. There's other content like it, like in Foundation, in Ishgard, or in Stormblood. There's another ship dungeon there, so there are stuff like that, but Limsa, I believe, is the only starting city with it, because I don't believe Gridania or Ul'dah have it either. Kinda reminds me of that Warcraft article where someone managed to reach the level cap through no other reason than gathering. No fighting at all. Oh yeah, the Sweet Tooth Hunter, I should head over there. Well, we're... Lucky for me, this is over here. And I realize I could have ended this recording earlier, but whatever. Like I said, these are pretty straightforward, simple stuff. I'm not even sure if anyone's going to be interested in watching them, but I don't know. Like I said, I'm going to be doing it for all the Dawn Trail ones, and I'll decide if I want to do it also for the any later expansions that I do. Sweet Tooth Hunter. Come from the Gainery, have you? Ripened branchberry, a heavy fruit harvested from a branch bearer. Oh, you brought the branchberry, as he promised. Many among the brethren are fond of the taste, but we rarely partake in the lower forest where the branch bearers roam. I'll have to visit him and return the favor with a gift of my own. Oh yeah, let's take a look at the mount I've unlocked. Where is it? Here we are. Branch bearer. The branch bearer is employed as a companion plant who protects crops by deterring pests with the etheric emissions. In the past, the species was so aggressive it was known to actively hunt animals for sustenance, but the Dopro people have successfully succeeded in their domestication. That's the fastest domestication of a species I've ever seen. But then again, maybe they have an easily exploitable way of handling things, like I think the reason, if I remember right, I remember reading that wolves and dogs were among the first species to be domesticated, largely because they have a very easy to exploit hierarchy, since, you know, dogs are everything, including their very life for the pack and the pack leader. And obviously the alpha dog is the human owner as far as the dog is concerned. So maybe what I'm saying, I guess what I'm saying is maybe the branch bears have something like that at a hierarchy, yeah, where the Mamool Ja were able to get themselves a case of, okay, we respect and listen to you. No, I'm just thinking of random stuff at this point. Like I said, I'm not even sure if anyone will watch these, so maybe I'm just going to be listening to this one day when I decide to go through some of my old stuff for whatever reason, I don't know. I'm just glad that they at least used this to do something interesting with Yoctel, because it seems like there was a lot to do here, especially since the main story did, in fact, have Kana mention that Charlene could use stuff to make, to grow on the soil here. And, well, this is the follow-up. And yeah, I do get the scope of the main story has gone to the point that small stuff like this needs to be handled in side quests because they can't really cover it. It's hard to care about, you know, a gainery just when the world's at stake, but they were the ones who wrote it, to my credit here. Oh, it says Mamool Ja finds the flavor a bit too sour, usually mix them with a sweet drink. As you brought the ingredient, sweet fish. The scales exude a powerfully refreshing fragrance. And there we are. We've definitely got a while. It's nice doubling my bonuses. It's gonna be a little while for the next one, but like I said, this is the kind of quest I look forward to each expansion, so it'll be nice seeing what the last one is as well, but that's going to be a couple, for better or for worse, that one's still a couple patches away, so we'll be finding that out later. Alright, well, until next time, thank you for watching, hope you had a good time, and I'll see you later.